Hello healthcare marketers and medical affairs experts. I want to tell you today about the next CX 2023 conference that I'm going to be attending. I want to tell you why you should be keeping an eye out for the content from the conference, and I want to tell you why the theme of the conference, which is CX or customer experience or customer centricity, is important. It's happening in November of this year and tickets are sold out. So you're not going to be able to attend the conference, but so I highly recommend that you follow me, that you make sure that you're subscribed to my email content from brandcasthealth.com/resources so that you can keep up to speed on what's happening. Now, why would you want to do that? It's because CX or customer experience and customer centricity in general for medical marketers, medical affairs team is probably the most important thing that you should be thinking about right now. Because I think the fundamental problem right now for industry is that they really struggle to build meaningful, authentic relationships with their customers. Those people do not think straight away, I have a problem, I want to go to this company, whether it's medical affairs or commercial. They simply don't think that. It's really important to change that. If we can start to build content, we can start to build brands and companies and experiences that build that authentic relationship, that build that trust. We can start flipping our mindset from being supportive of those healthcare professionals and the communities they work in. If we support them, we help them solve their problems, we help them treat patients, they will then come to us for help, and we can show them how our products or our services can really optimize patient experience, and we can provide more opportunities for them to provide the right treatment for the right patient at the right time. So I'm going to go through the agenda right now and show you why I think customer experience is very important for you. And I'm also going to take you through the agenda to show you why this conference is so exciting for me. Go over to brandcasthealth.com/resources and sign up for alerts there, because I'm going to be providing a white paper or a summary of the content from the meeting, and I'll also be providing some video updates and some insights from that. So make sure you head over there right away and subscribe. Okay, so here's the website and the agenda for the conference right here. As I said, I think tickets have sold out for this event, but if you do want to try and go, you can head over to nextpharmasummit.com/Vienna CX. Or if you just search for Next Pharma Summit, you're probably going to find the meeting, and it's happening in November, okay? The first panel is called Unlocking the Power for CX for Authentic and Meaningful Engagements. And to be honest, I built a whole agency around this topic of helping companies to build authentic and meaningful engagements through content. So I'm excited about this introduction for sure. Next up, we've got a 3-step approach to more customer-centric sales and marketing. Sales and marketing customer centricity is very important. I think the human side of pharma, that human touch point, is still critical. And I think making sure that you have those really, really great engagement points and a process for engaging with in a more meaningful way to build a relationship between the brand or the salespeople effectively and healthcare professionals is important. Seems like a simple approach here, and I'm looking forward to some really insightful content from the speaker. We've got field medical, so they're in the naissance of field medical. I love medical in general, and I think MSLs are one of the most valuable things that companies have to build relationships. We already know that healthcare professionals prefer engaging with MSLs compared to sales reps. I don't think that's necessarily because of the people that they are, but actually more about the values, and their values are more about supporting the customer or the healthcare professional solving their problems rather than trying to push products. So yeah, looking at how MSLs can be part of this enhancement of customer experience will be brilliant. Again, looking at AI wizardry to help support that. So I'm excited about that talk. We've got a fireside about the role of change management to inspire and lead customer obsessed pharma companies. I'm really interested in that. My expertise isn't about sort of internal transformational change, but I do think that's probably the most important thing if we want to put customer value and patient value at the center of what we do, and stop talking about capturing markets and start talking about providing opportunities for patients to access medicines that can save their lives. Then I think that's a good thing, and I'd love to hear about how that can happen, and I will communicate as much as I can with you after the meeting if you're unable to attend yourself. Biggest topic ever is siloed working, and medical versus commercial is one of those. I've had millions of conversations in the last year about everyone being focused on the same goal. How do we create content plans together? How do we design an experience where It's the customer hearing one voice rather than many, and how do you align those functions? So this is really exciting to talk about and try to overcome that challenge. And again, I'm sure loads of you will want to hear about that topic and any insights that I get, so I'll be sure to make sure I get as much content as possible from that and share it with you. The relevance of customer insights for omni-channel transformation. There is some content here that I want to touch on, which is why, again, I really love this. It's not just about the strategy, it's also about collecting insight. And if you want to have omni-channel, you want to be delivering the right content to the right person across the right channel at the right time, you need insight. So you need capability to understand your audience because of their interactions and then serve them the correct relevant content back. And that is a really good way to build relevance and trust, a trusting, authentic relationship. So going back to the first talk and some of my values, again, this is excellent content that I'm excited to engage with. Pharma should be thinking differently, the power of creativity and storytelling. Excited to hear about this. With content being so important to me, I also know the importance of a narrative, and we're all human. Healthcare professionals are human. I know they're data driven and they make decisions based on evidence, but you need some compelling storytelling to get their attention, to drive an emotive response and get those initial interactions. So yeah, really thinking about the power of creativity and storytelling in pharma. I think it's something that a lot of people will be excited about. A customer clicks, so assuming this is a kind of ambiguous talk, but like kind of exciting. What happens when someone clicks? How do you create a compelling customer journey? I'm hoping to learn more about that and hear about some case studies. I'm glad we're talking about the CRM landscape. This is really interesting. Tectonic changes in pharma CRM landscape on uncertainty and role of pharma's legacy technology. The legacy, there is loads of technology available to everyone, but everyone uses the same technology. Nobody uses it that well. And actually, I think people's opportunity to expand and create and do something new is limited by the fact that companies are so focused on a single point of contact or a single solution, which doesn't actually provide you with everything you need, although you think it might. So I'm excited to see, and I would love to give you some content around what technology is available, what are the advantages of different ones, and how can you encourage your company to invest in or support you with accessing some technology that maybe you don't currently have access to. Typically, most people have access to all the right stuff, but it's just not connected. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting conversation for sure. What's next for pharma? Can we stick to our current business model? I do hope the answer is no, because I just think the model is all about sales and capturing markets. And I think if you flip that on its head, you can build better, authentic relationships with healthcare communities by really doing what your products do, which is to support people and help them to live better lives and cure disease. And I think that if we think about things that way and produce our models around how can all the patients that could and should benefit from our product get access to that, then you sort of change the way you do strategy and you change the way that you engage. Otherwise, everything's about trying to sell and differentiate from a competitor, and that's not helpful. That's very pushy and salesy, and I think the reputation that pharma has currently that needs to change. So hopefully, yeah, do we stick to our current business model? Hopefully the answer is no, and there's some ideas around models that we could use. Moving from payer engagement to value. People do forget that it's not just about healthcare professionals. They don't actually buy anything. It's the payers that do the kind of purchasing. So this is something I'm interested to hear about, how to build better relationships with and value with payers. Measuring what matters is really important. We often measure stuff. We either don't measure stuff or we measure stuff that doesn't matter. There's a lot of vanity metrics going on. Measuring, and we do measure a lot sales and stuff like that. But it's very hard sometimes to connect what you do to actual sales or treatment success for patients. Really hard. Like you do an exhibition booth. How does that relate to how many patients succeeded on your treatment in the year following that? It's hard to tie it unless you have those measures of success for each individual asset along a customer journey, and you can measure the success that a doctor has before, during, and after they start using your product. So I'm again interested in practical examples, like really actionable lists of KPIs that you should be using, because pharma doesn't have many channels available to use actually to deliver content and experiences. So it shouldn't be too hard to measure those experiences in individual customers throughout that journey. So interested to see how people are doing it. Beyond content, how service-driven HCP engagement can unlock value. Again, yeah, excited to see beyond content. Content is my thing, but I also think it's really important, like customer service. And I find that pharma doesn't have customer service, which is probably one of the big missing things. You have kind of marketing to attract people, generate leads. You have sales and medical that kind of help support that person to understand and utilize treatments and education and medical work across the whole thing. But then you have, after someone starts using a product, it's still salespeople that go in and try and sell more, try and get you to use the product more. But actually, you could do with some onboarding, like here's how you use the product, like here's how to overcome problems, get in touch if you need anything, actually help that person to succeed with a patient. If they succeed, they'll become more confident. So it's like, what is that kind of service-driven side of pharma look like? With other products, you know, SaaS tools and stuff, you have a really good customer service arm. You can get in touch with them however you want, solve problems, chat, whatever. It seems so easy. And I heard someone say that what doctors really want is they don't want to be hassled by pharma, but when they do need information about a product, they want it within 40 seconds. That's the customer service thing. So how do we unlock that value? So yeah, loads of exciting stuff. So hopefully running through that agenda gives you some inspiration and a real idea of why CX is so important for pharma and other healthcare brands right now. If you were inspired and you want to learn more, make sure you do follow me if you're not already, and make sure you head over to brandcasthealth.com/resources and subscribe for email alerts there. If you won't be able to attend the conference because you couldn't get a ticket, what you will get from me is a full white paper on all of those themes, covering content from all of the talks. I'll highlight the most important stuff and give you actionable tips on what you can do to move things forward. So you'll get that report. I'll also be providing educational content, maybe videos and some articles and some downloadable resources from some of the key topics and key themes, depending on what comes out of the conference. For everything else, don't hesitate to get in touch. Thank you for the support as always. Have a great day.